Hello guys and welcome back to another episode on the channel. Today you're joining me for episode number 6 in our East Yorkshire Transport Fever 2 series. Now, as I touched on in the last episode, what I want to do is improve the passenger throughput between Selby here up to Weldrake. As you can see, there's 58 people waiting. But the problem we have is on the main route, if I make it faster by using trams, which was the original idea, then they're only going to get stuck behind these horse and carts that are currently delivering food in. So what I want to look at doing now we have a lot of money is to optimise this original first route that we put in. And what I want to do is get the carriages here that are bringing the food back. If you see on the Selby grain food line, they pick up grain from the farm here, bring it to the processing plant, and they bring the food back, and then a separate line completely, the Selby food delivery, is picking that up, bringing it into the town of Selby, and then going all the way back again empty. And what I want to do is, as you can see, the town's grown out in this direction. I want to try and get a bridge off this road here, out across the water to here, because the drop-off point for the food is actually here. And then we could have it as one continuous line, so the same trucks go from the farm to the processing plant to dropping off, and then they're only doing this bit empty. And hopefully that should mean we need less vehicles. We've also got the next generation of vehicles as well, which will make it a lot better. And hopefully it reduce traffic on this road, so then we can stick some trams on going up to Weldrake. So that's the plan for now. So let's get on with it and see how we end up. Now, as far as I know at the moment, we're not going to be going down here with any ships. So I'm not too sure whether we need to raise it. We will do a little bit just to future-proof it. I mean, chances are we're not going to need it. I mean, realistically, we can just join onto here. And then, if we change this line, so it goes to Selby East, after Wrestle North it picks up the food, we want these guys to come and drop it off here. And then they can go out that way. That should be perfect. And then as soon as we start seeing these guys are picking it up and coming this way with some food. So he's gone that way with grain, and we don't want that. We do want to just make sure we don't start. I've had the problem before where if you start adding different stops in that can receive different items. For example, that guy travelling down there then with grain somebody could have been dropping grain off, picking grain up, and he could have been going all the way back around again with grain. You see, it can get a bit messy at times. Now these guys are coming down with food. As soon as I see one of these guys here drop off some food, then I'm happy to delete the other line. I believe he's on the Selby delivery. So once this guy comes all the way across, he drops off the food that he's carrying. We'll get that other line deleted and then look at changing the Selby to Weldrake route up to a tram. Simply because the trams carry 11 people instead of the 5 or 6 that the horse and cart do. But they also go a lot quicker. There we go. So he is able to drop food off there. So if we get the Selby line now, what I'll do is I'll send all of those vehicles. Well, actually, for now, because we're changing the line, I'm going to sell those. We're going to upgrade all of the others anyway. And the Selby food delivery line we will delete. And then I want to change these vehicles. I want to replace them with this new DMG cam stack, sorry. So you can see at the moment we're using these 12-mile-an-hour horse and carts that carry 5. The DMG cam stack so has a slightly quicker loading time at 1.5 instead of the 1. It carries the same, actually, 5, but it does it at 16 mile an hour. And we can replace them for 1 million, so for me that's a no-brainer. Hopefully that streamlines it a little bit, and we'll see if we do get a lot of food building up. I'm sure we will do. And you can see now already Selby York passenger route is now blocking the road and blocking these guys. So what I may do is when I bring the tram line up here, I might actually have a little interchange just on this junction So the buses from York only come down to here, and then the tram can carry on all the way through. And that'll get everybody out on trams from the city, which should make it all a lot smoother. We are going to need a few more vehicles, I believe we've still got 105 waiting there. I'm just going to bite the bullet and get another 10 cars on there, because now we've made that route bigger and we got rid of the carts that were on the other line that we deleted. We are going to be struggling for them now. Okay, and then I want to have a look now at, not the Selby York line, Selby Weldrake line. Where does that go? So that covers all the stops in the city. So if I'm going to turn this into tram track, we're going to go electric, and I need to do all these roads that are currently covered by this service. So that'll come down there. Hopefully we can upgrade this station. Yeah, perfect. I believe that's everything there. And we'll do this in chunks up the hill. The yellow route goes around the square there and stops. And then I want to add in that extra stop that we're talking about. I'm going to put these as 20 metres with electric, yes. And we'll pop that in there. So then on this line, what I want to do is, Highfield Road is the last stop there, so Church Street must still be down here, it is. So after Church Street there, I want to have the interchange here. And then on the York bus, all I want it to do is go 3, 4, so it's just number 1, the Selby transfer. If I go from the Grove to Weldrake North, come on, let me click it. There we go. To Weldrake North and then get rid of Selby transfer. See, those buses now only come down here, into here. Then they come down from York to here, and they won't affect and slow down all the traffic on the grain line down there. So at Weldrake North here, I do want to just swap that over to the other platform. There we go, just so they're not getting stuck with each other. And then now I need to add in a tram depot, which, because this line goes all the way, I can just add anywhere out here. It might even be good to just stick it next to this station. So if that goes there, and then, tell you what, I won't change it just yet. Manage vehicle, how many of these have we got? These carry 5. I'm going to get rid of 2. And the rest I want to replace. Oh, I can't do that. I can't replace them straight with trams. So these have got 5 of them, then we're talking 10, 20, 30 capacity on here. So if I just add some trams, we go steam trams at 16, electric trams at 17. Go on, we'll get some electric here. So to carry 30, we only need 3, but I'm going to stick 5 trams on here. So I'll be Weldrake, because we also need to now bring the extra passengers that want to go to York up here. Okay, and then on the Selby Weldrake then, I want to go and sell these guys, all the old vehicles, to go and be sold. And then I'm not sure, when we got that Camstat upgrade, we get a new passenger. We did the Landauer at 12 mile an hour. So we will, just to keep everything current, we'll change these vehicles on the York line to Landauers as well. And we'll have a little look at those. I don't know if I've seen this. Oh, that's cool. It's like almost looks like a little steam powered. It looks like it might be steam powered. Steam powered car, that's pretty cool. Let me just double check in the depot. Does that say that they are steam powered? Motor driven by the Benz company. Perfect. Okay guys, so that's the first stage of optimisation I want to do. So these trams now, as you can see, these are already coming down here. And I just want to keep an eye on to see whether they stay being stuck in traffic or not. There's actually 71 people waiting down here. We may actually need, we might just go for this. While we have got enough money, we'll stick another 2 on there. And that'll keep people flowing, because eventually what we are going to do anyway is have a train line coming down through York, Weldrake, Wrestle. So at that point we can get rid of that other bus route down from York, and then the people from Weldrake can just get on that tram that we've put in and up to there. The other thing we did look at last time, or we did talk about, sorry, is sticking in a connection just between these two towns. Oh, that's expensive. I don't think we really need to dig into the ground as much as that was trying to do. I don't like how it's going up there just to go down again. If we do this in smaller bits. There we go, that looks a bit better. And then we just want one bus stop in Merton, we'll cover the whole lot. That'll be fine. Then we'll just get probably two land hours there. Just go on a new line from Merton. We'll put them into the York Annex. And they're already chosen the right path. So that's going to be RP for road passengers. And it's Merton, York bus. That's now opened up the traffic, and what it will do is add to the connections of York here. So where the destinations are, it'll increase that, now increase and start building faster because it's got connections to more and more towns. You can see everyone in Merton here is just can't wait to get out of the town. And then those people will obviously then be able to jump on the York bus down to here, get on the tram into Selby. Okay, so another thing I wanted to look at updating is if we have a look at the oil line that we put in a few episodes ago here, you can see that the boats are now actually waiting because we're not getting enough crude delivered. And it's actually ticking down to 0 here before the next train comes. And it's all because these guys are now having to wait. And now if you remember in the last episode, we did unlock a new train. So although these trains have served as well, and we have 3 of them now bringing in 300, what I want to do is upgrade the train. So we're still bringing 300 in, but upgrade the train up so we only need 2 of them. So hopefully that'll mean we're still getting the same amount. Right, I want to upgrade 2 of them and it's the PLM's the new train here at 37 miles an hour. And for the cargo, actually it'll actually be limited to 31 because of the speed of the tank cars. But if we can set these to 150, and it's still mediocre capacity, which it is, if we could go 200 it would be great. We will, we'll try, we'll go for 200. Train 7 we'll find now. And we will have a look at one of these trains in a minute. Train 7's about to deliver 100 crude, so I'll wait for it to deliver, and then I'll get rid of it. Do want to see it. I'll pin that one. I just want to see if it is up to speed. Just want to make sure that they are getting up to full speed once they're carrying 200. And here we go, guys, back to this gorgeous bridge that we set up at the start. I do really like some of the scenery and transport view. With this map being Yorkshire, I was expecting a few more hills and dales and things, but they don't seem to be involved in the map at all, really. We might have a look for a map in the next playthrough we do that's a bit more in the way of hills. There we go. We'll solve that one. So now if I find one of these trains, I mean, here's only half. He must have picked his load up just before we swapped the trains out. Oh, that's a problem. Right, pause. Okay, we might have made a mistake here, guys. Because of how big the trains now are, when the train's in the station, it's actually sticking out of the station so far that it's yeah, I don't like that. It's sticking out the station so far that it was over this crossing point. So when it turned round to come to deliver, it was already past it, and it was saying it was on the wrong side of the track. So that's why it was throwing up that error. So once this train's out, what I do want to do is extend this station, because it looked a bit ridiculous with how far that was sticking out the station. I don't mind it hanging out a little bit, but I really don't think it should be hanging out anywhere near as much as it was. If we can edit this, We might have to just redesign this whole track, actually. It looks like we're going to have to do a little bit more work than I thought here. So that track can smoothly fit into there, which it can, that's great. This one into here. And that's still keeping 69 mile an hour, that is fine. Okay, so hopefully, guys, that looks a little bit better. You do also get a penalty if your train is longer than the station. And you get a loading speed penalty. So it takes your train longer to be finished with what it's doing in the station. Now I'm guessing the same thing's going to happen at this end, and we're going to have to extend this station as well. So we'll have a look when we get down there to see what's happening there. Excuse me, just taking a drink. Let's just slow it down and have a good look at this new PLM. That is a cool trainer. I do like the old steam trains. If anybody wants to get involved, guys, and drop me a comment as well if you want to get your name on a train or anything like that, or a boat, or even a vehicle or a tram if you really wanted to, but I'm sure trains will be the ones that everybody wants up for grab, and maybe even aeroplanes in the future. But let me know, and I'd like to start getting some people involved in the series. That'd be great. I can speed this up. Have a look, just to see what it's like and whether it fits in this station. I'm pretty certain it's not going to. That is a long train. That's a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. But hopefully it'll be a big payday when this turns up. We'll see how long we need to extend this by. So if I pause it there, you can see the station's almost. If we can extend it up to this brown rock here, and it'd work. And how much did we just earn from that? I didn't even see. After all that, I didn't know that. I don't know if it was that 2.7 million just for that one. If it was, then that's a hell of a lot of money. You can see now that the production seems to be happening. It looks like it will get to the stage where it will level up eventually. As before, it was sitting around with no crude oil or very little crude oil left. That should be great. That is a cargo platform, isn't it? Yeah, great. And then we just need to reconnect that track there. Oh, I've put platform down. What an idiot. Track obviously needs to go into there. Hopefully now this will connect up without any issues, because sometimes too much slow. As you can see, sometimes they can be a bit fiddly, but it should connect up to there. That's perfect. Okay, so that's that optimised, and we'll come back around and have another look at that again later. This ship's pulling in. There's only 37 because we've just dropped off, but the plan is that by the time the other train sort of gets back, there's still oil being processed, and that will be the case until, as you can see, it's literally just upgraded now. So now we're at the stage where we already need more oil, which is always going to be an ongoing problem until we max out this place. But it's just going to be a lot better because the trains coming down here aren't having to hold and wait for another one to come past. You can see that it is actually going to run out again. It's going to get down to 0 just as this train's about to cross the bridge. So as soon as we get the bigger tanker cars, we'll increase the capacity again there. He's gone with 100. If he drops 200 off, that'll be another 100 ready for when this guy gets back, and that'll be great. Now on the Selby shipping line that we set up, these guys are only halfway down at the minute, so I'm going to add another ship on here while there's 100 fuel here. That way we can keep bringing tools up to Hull. We're down to 5 5 tools here that haven't been used yet. Now, we seem to have a problem here because on that tools delivery, they have some fuel on board. It's because he's picked, for some reason, one fuel's gone to there. So what I need to do is, I need to manage this line and tell it to only collect tools, but so it can unload anything. Because what's happened is this guy at some point's picked one up and he won't pick anything else because he's been told to wait indefinitely for a full load. I think that's what's happened. If I just tell him now to turn and go the other way. There we go, he's going to go to Queen Street. This guy should just pick tools up and off he goes. But there's 130 tools there now, so what we're going to do is we're going to upgrade these two to... I nearly put passenger wagons on them by mistake, and we're going to duplicate them. These guys here we will just change for cam stats. That should just keep everything at speed and stop them from slowing the trams down. Talking of trams, he's going to pick those files up, so we're managing here. Are we actually making a profit on the whole bus line? We are 38,000, that's fine. Train's picking up here, and he's picked up every passenger. So that's working well. Bus routes here seem fine as well. 7 waiting. He'll take 5 and the next one will come in before the train, so that's fine. We've got 22 people at the end, which actually seems a little bit low, so what I might look into doing in the next episode is what we said originally, is perhaps doing a similar train line to what was at the other end of the map. Is bring this crude down here and maybe have some kind of freight line, or freight station, sorry, just outside of Driffield here, and then have a train that runs it. The crude oil, or actually it could be the same train, could just run straight from here full of crude oil all the way down to Hull, where we'll have a freight station, or even just put a freight platform on this one, and the vehicles that drop off the tools could come after the tools and pick up fuel, take it back to the harbour, so the crude oil, take it back to the harbour, and then take the crude oil across on the ships that would be empty normally when they drop fuel, that they'd be taking crude back again, which is what helps solve the problem here. So I think that'd be a really good thing for the next episode to bring in. Now what I do want to do is try and add some more passengers on wherever we can. Now if this main route here is going to go from York, Weldrake down here, and the other side will come round from York, probably York, Pocklington, Market Weighton, Middleton on the Wolds, and then Hutton Cranswick. Or we might actually skip those middle two. I'm just wondering what the best way of doing this is, because all of these are going to be caught up down the side. Well, we can look at that at another time anyway, guys. For the minute, we just want to keep this optimised. You can see here, there's lots of wood sitting on the platform here. We do have 2 trains on this route, don't we? Yes, we do. Oh, I thought I'd clicked on the lumber then. So he's running out. Similar problem as with the crude oil here. Suppliers as the Far East. Snaith Tools Factory needs 56. Tools Factory has got planks. When was the last delivery? If he's going to run out of planks before, then we need to up that. This guy seems like he's constantly full though. 125 tools down there, and a ship's just left. 140 there. Cargo items are getting lost down here. So yeah, more ships was the correct plan for down here, I believe. Oh, he didn't, when he left, he didn't pick up fuel. I should have been on top of that. This guy's going to drop off 100 tools though, hopefully, and pick up 100 oil. 100 fuel, sorry. So let's just keep an eye on that. Yeah, he's in there. Tools delivery line does have a lot on it. Another 2 cam stats on that. 490 fuel weighting. See, ideally we need more trains, just because of the size of these. We can't really do it yet, because because the line's pretty short, they're just getting stuck here, but I think that other idea that we had will be the best way of doing it. So I'll leave this one here for now, guys, as just a little taster of what we've changed and how to sort of optimise it and keep things upgrading. The Vandal there, I believe that's our next fuel ship. It is, so you never know. And a new train on the AC-130 as well. So it looks like we'll get into those. There's the tank car we needed. So that's again in the last up. Well, actually, seeing as we're here now, and we are looking at efficiency in this one, if we were to replace those with the new tank cars, how fast do they go? 50. So if they can go 50, that new locomotive can go 62. So for us to get this to 200, obviously it'll be delivering it a lot quicker now. So 207, 30 million. Let's do it. It might be a bit of a waste just because we've only just upgraded those trains, but you do get the cash back relative to how much they're worth. But these trains will be a little bit more realistic now. And they can also obviously travel at 50 miles an hour now, so might stop this guy actually losing out. But we'll double check that again in the next episode. We'll do one final check of passengers here. So there's 45 passengers waiting down here. So again, we are going to need more trams. Just want to make sure. Yeah, so it's not a traffic issue. It's just a sheer case of we need more numbers. Here's autosave right when we don't want it. I'm going to put, because there's 70, I'll put another 3. And then that'll take away 30. York bus and Merton bus, it's got 13. I'll add one more onto that Merton bus. And the York bus, we'll add another 2 because the people off the Merton bus will then get onto the York bus to head down there. I'm toying with the idea as to whether it's better to put a tram in there, but I don't really like the idea of tram routes going all the way through the countryside. I don't mind one just up through this farmland as a one-off, but I don't want every town connected by a tram. Okay guys, so in the next episode we're going to work on furthering the passengers route, and I think what we're going to do is head down from Hull to North Ferriby, Broomfleet, Wrestle, Weldrake, and then York. I think that's the way to go. We'll go from there and sort that in the next one. So thanks a lot for joining me, guys. As always, if you have any ideas for any improvements or there's any mods that you're aware of ready for the next series that you know are good, and I've seen a few like the auto signal mod. I'm not too sure of the name of it, so if anybody knows that, please drop it in the comments. And as I said before, just for a bit of fun, if anybody wants the name putting on a train or a boat or anything, just let me know, and it'd be good to start getting some of you involved. So thanks again for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel, and be ready to see the next one. And I'll catch you in that one.